Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bocce Boys. It's been a minute. We've been busy, school, whatever, but I'm sure you've seen it. The Eagles have traded Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. We've been talking about this for a while. It's been in the news. We've been kind of shaky on whether or not it's going to happen, but it happens this very snowy day here in Philadelphia. Me and Davis will be here to recap it all, good and bad. It sucks. It's a hard day to be an Eagles fan, but the Bocce Boys got you. We'll tell you all of our thoughts from both sides, but the Bocce Boys show starts right now.
Ethan, what is going on?
I mean, rough day, Davis. I mean, me and you have been talking about this for a little bit. Finally happened. Carson Wentz is an Indianapolis Colt as of a couple hours ago.
Yep.
First off, before we get into the terms of the deal, let's just get right into it. How do you feel about Carson Wentz being traded to the Colts?
Look, I'm an Eagles fan. Everyone knows that. I'm an Eagles fan. But right after that, I'm a Carson Wentz fan. So on that side of things, congratulations to Carson Wentz. You went to the best possible team that you could have gone to, honestly. Because obviously the Bears definitely could not have made Carson Wentz much better, especially if Allen Robinson leaves this offseason. But good for him going to the Colts. But on the Eagles side of things, I never wanted Carson to leave. I'm gonna run back the tape later on. I'm gonna look at all the videos we had during the NFL season, and I'm gonna make some clips of me saying how much I like Carson Wentz throughout all the hate that was going on. But the Eagles really do need to fix some other things other than the quarterback situation. We need to fix the offensive line, basically the whole defense, the wide receivers. So quarterback was not our main focus, clearly, and at some point, and I guess that point is right now, we're going to have to start making a change.
Yeah, I mean, it really sucks. The last couple of days, or the last couple of weeks, we were waiting every single day for a trade to happen. There were new rumors every day with the Bears have the best offer and they're willing to give up the most. And I was excited for that. Then it was like, oh, the Bears don't actually want him unless the Bears don't want him if he doesn't want to be there. And it's hard to think why he would want to be there because, I mean, can you think of a very good Bears quarterback in their history? Absolutely not. Maybe Jim McMahon, but he wasn't even that good.
Right.
So if you went to the Bears, he would have been the same quarterback.
Jay Cutler.
I mean, Jay Cutler, smoking Jay Cutler. He is a beast. But, I mean, I think you're right. The Colts is the best situation for him. I'm going to miss him. I mean, I feel horrible for him. He went through the shit the last couple of years, the absolute shit. And, I mean, the fans just beat him down, and the media beat him down. And having to come in every day past the statue of Nick Foles and Doug Peterson beat him down. And, I mean, it's hard to play in Philadelphia and not be mentally strong. And he clearly was not. But, man, he was so talented. And
I know.
But you're right. You're very right on this. We have to worry about other positions. This team is not like one quarterback away from playoff contention or serious Super Bowl contention whatsoever. There's a lot of holes. The defense needs to get younger. The offensive line needs to get better. And, I mean, that could include some horrible things like Brandon Brooks might be on his way out. Lane Johnson might need to get traded. Just the cap space is awful. And the cap that the Eagles will take for Carson Wentz is the worst in NFL history at $30 million, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
But let's go to the terms of the deal, Davis, because this is pretty interesting. So I saw it right away, and I was like what the hell? What the hell? Like, why would they do this? So it's a 3rd round pick this year and a conditional 2nd round pick next year. And the condition is that if Wentz plays at least 75% of snaps next season, we will get a 1st round pick. Also, 70% of snaps, and they get in the playoffs. So I'd say it's pretty likely we get a first round pick out of this. I mean, you never know because
Right.
me and Davis are saying if he goes to the Colts, he's going to be all pro. Like he's going to be 2017 Wentz with Reich. But I mean, there's also the chance he's the same quarterback from this year, and we don't get that first round pick.
Yeah, for sure. We don't really know what's going on through Carson's head, but I would assume a fresh start, it means a new Carson. And we saw what a new Carson looked like for the Eagles during his MVP year. And obviously, like you just said, he's reuniting back with Frank Reich, and he was obviously our offensive coordinator. We won the Super Bowl, and a lot of people credit him for the offense that we had and really winning that Super Bowl. And then he obviously left to go to the Colts that offseason. But I think him reuniting with Frank Reich is going to be huge. Going to be a huge mental boost for him. I think Carson just feels ready to be in a new environment because, you know what, like I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a Philadelphia fan. We all are at heart. But, it's, in some ways I hate the Eagles media. I hate the Eagles fans because we give way too much crap to people who don't deserve it. Like we gave Carson all the crap this year. But if you look at stats, I'm not comparing Carson Wentz to Deshaun Watson because that's a bold thing to do. But
yeah,
statistically, they were their offensive lines were very similar in how often they got to the quarterback, how often they were sacked. And people give Deshaun Watson the best credit in the world that he's still a top 5 quarterback, even though he is in a terrible situation. But Carson got the short end of the stick, and it was his fault apparently this year. And I would disagree, and I really hope the Eagles can figure it out. But again, got to look on the good side of things, got to look on the bright side. The Eagles have a lot of holes they have to fix, and I think it starts with the draft this year.
Yeah, I mean, let's just get into the draft then. There are reports that the Eagles might look at a QB at the 6th pick in the draft. I mean, I don't love that. I mean, unless it's Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to be happy with it. I mean, maybe Zach Wilson, but like, I don't want another North Dakota guy on Trey Lance. I don't want Justin Fields. I think he could be really good, but I'm not in the business of let's test another quarterback again.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're trading up to – let me ask you a question. Trading up to 2, knowing everything you know, would you still take Wentz all those years ago?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
If you told me
he won us the Super Bowl, so, I mean.
Exactly. That's what you got to think about. I mean, obviously I'm not saying Wentz won the Super Bowl because Foles was the one who won that game, but Wentz led us to the Super Bowl that year. And that was only 4 years ago. In the last 3 years, the only 2 quarterbacks to win championships are Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. And that's a pretty good category to be a part of. Those are going to be all-time greats. But, Wentz had to go. I would agree. Like, Wentz had to go. It wasn't his fault, though. I don't think it was his fault at all. And I really hope we don't take a quarterback at 6. I think a lot of these reports are so the Eagles can trade back for a more desperate team to take a quarterback like Trey Lance at 6, like a guy like Justin Fields who might still be on the board. The Eagles have way other needs to fill, and we need more depth in our draft to fill those needs.
Yeah. Krause makes a point here saying we're going to trade up and take Wilson. I mean, I don't want to take Wilson, but it'd be awesome if we could trade up to 2 and get Sewell or Jamar Chase or someone like that. Yep. I wouldn't hate that. I think there's a lot of ways we could go with this. And the future of the Eagles, Davis, would you say that's bright? Or because I've seen a lot of things saying the Eagles have like the worst future over the next couple of years, and I think it's a little overblown. I don't think it's that bad, but it's certainly not too bright.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say, I don't think we're one of the lowest future potentials in the league. I think there are definitely some other teams out there like the Falcons who they're in a very similar situation with a quarterback they're about to probably move on from and a lot of holes they need to fill. But the Eagles, if we keep running on the path that we have in the last 3 years, yes, we will be the most desperate team in the NFL. But as of right now, we need to draft well this year. This is probably the most important draft in the last 5-6 years, maybe even since Donovan McNabb left. I really do think that the Eagles can turn this future around. But as of right now, we're getting old. We have a lot of cap on our books, and we still have Carson Wentz on the books, which makes me think real quick, like, is Carson Wentz really worth not being on $30 million, not being on our team? That I don't know. A lot of people can talk about that, but I guess it's Hurts time now, and I'm curious to see what he can do. He looked decent towards the end of the season. We obviously showed out against that Arizona Cardinals team, but I think the Eagles at this point aren't fighting for a playoff spot. I think we're fighting for what do we need? What are the holes and what can we do? I don't think we're going to tank, but I think that we need to figure out really quickly what we really need.
Yeah, and could we fight for a playoff spot next year? Absolutely. If the division is what it was last year, then yeah, we definitely could. Max makes a point here. I think either Sewell or Chase / Devontae Smith will be available at 6, and that's what we got to do. I think you're right. I think honestly we should go with Jamar Chase. I love Jamar Chase. I think he's going to be excellent. Devontae Smith is good too, but his legs the size of toothpicks. Sewell will probably be the best option, to be honest, with our O-line only getting older, and Andre Dillard is just not it, and I feel bad for him, but he blew his chance when he tore his bicep. I could be saying that now, and then he's going to be like an all-pro next year, and I'm going to take everything back. Right. But I don't know. I'm excited for the future. I think Wentz had to go. It had to be done, which sucks because I trashed him all year, 100%, hand up. I did it. I'm not going to lie. And it's hard not to when he played like that this year. But it doesn't mean I wanted him gone. And I hope he finds success in Indianapolis. I really do. I hope – I'm going to root for him this year. I'm going to root for the Colts. When they're not playing the Eagles, that is. I'm going to root for the Colts, and I hope he does well. And I want to see him thrive, but not too much because that'll make me sad. Right. But let's go to this. What are your thoughts on Hurts being the future quarterback?
I don't love the running attack quarterback. I don't think it works very well. We see it in Lamar Jackson every year. He won the MVP 2 years ago, and he still hasn't made it to an AFC championship game. I think that style of play just doesn't really work. There's a lot of injuries there. You know, you're not utilizing a lot of your receivers sometimes. I think that can be a strong opinion. Either way, the game is changing in that type of way. A lot more mobile quarterbacks out there, but I am a big throw pocket passer first type guy, run second type guy. Like Aaron Rodgers is my perfect quarterback. He can run, especially in his prime. This is kind of his prime, but he was very mobile quarterback 10 years ago. And he would sit back, look at 3 receivers, and then still make a move on the run if he really had to. Wentz was very similar like that. I'm a big style. That's my style quarterback. So if Hurts can really figure out, can he be an accurate quarterback? Completely fine with it. I'm totally down to see if he can run with this, but I don't think the Eagles, we really should be looking at Hurts so far because this is exactly why Wentz left, is because we don't have the pieces to help Hurts. So we need to bring in the pieces to help Hurts, and then we'll see what happens. Because on this level, I don't think Hurts will do very well, and I don't think that's just going to be his fault. It's the offensive line, it's the receivers, it's everything. It is everything.
Yeah. I like Hurts. He showed a lot of potential last year. I mean, he had a couple shows of greatness, especially in that Cardinals game, but also he had some really terrible moments. And I mean, you can like map that up to just being, rookie stuff. And it definitely is. But I just feel bad for Hurts. That's just like, you're the quarterback now and we still don't have anybody. So right. We need to surround him with weapons. I think he has the potential to be a really good quarterback because, like you said, the running attacks first, I don't love it, but I think he's honestly a better passer than Lamar Jackson might be right now. And it's not saying a whole lot because Lamar's not an elite quarterback throwing the ball at least. But I'm excited for Hurts. He was cool to watch, and we talked about Wentz not being a mentally strong guy. Hurts is a very mentally strong guy. He's been through it. He's not lost a lot, and he's probably going to lose a lot the next couple of years. But I like it. He brings a winning attitude. He knows how to win. He's got connections. And I think the staff that Sirianni just brought in will give him all the chances to win. And hopefully Sirianni likes him, and he doesn't draft a quarterback first or second round to do the same thing we did to Wentz, where it's like, hey, here's your successor. Right. We don't believe in you. And,
I totally agree.
Right now we need to show confidence. And I think the common denominator and all the bullshit that's been happening, Howie Roseman, it will never, ever not be Howie Roseman. We talked about this earlier, Davis, when we were on FaceTime, but why do we fire Doug? I thought we fired Doug because, Carson Wentz was going to be the quarterback. I thought Doug didn't want Carson, so we fired Doug. and then it's, oh yeah, no, we don't want Carson. So what was the point of firing Doug? Probably Howie Roseman, because Howie Roseman wouldn't let him pick his staff. He wouldn't let him do what he wanted. And the first thing Sirianni does when he gets here is picks his own staff. So Howie has his job in the line this year, flat out, and I think Laurie knows that too. Hopefully, God forbid, Laurie keeps him on after that next year.
Yep.
But Davis, you're right. This is the most important draft in the last 10 years. The future of the Eagles is up in the air right now. That Super Bowl is obviously a fluke year. I think Jeffrey Lurie sold his soul to the devil that year just to get a Super Bowl, because I have not seen that team since February 3rd, 2018, or whatever it was.
February 5th, 4th, actually. February 4th. Come on, Ethan. Today we won the Super Bowl. Anyway,
sorry.
Look, I mean, I want to bring up a decent point, too, because we talked about the quarterback at 6 and what the Eagles need to do. Other than the offseason, which is obviously the next move, I want to hear what your thoughts are on the first move in this NFL draft. Would you trade down? Would you trade up? Or would you pick at 6? And, who's your first pick? I'll go first just because I know I would trade down. There are definitely some teams back there like Denver. I wouldn't trade with the Cowboys because they have a chance of picking a quarterback.
That's the Cowboys.
The 49ers, the Patriots, all those teams need a quarterback. There's a lot of quarterbacks on the board, and I would be totally into trading down, especially if we can get a guy like Micah Parsons. He's been slipping in a lot of mock drafts, and I still think he could be a huge factor on defense.
Dude, that's exactly what I was going to say. My thing is, if we're going to trade down, I don't want to trade down to, the mid-teens, the 20s. No. There's too much talent at the top of this draft right now. If you want to trade down to Denver at 9, go ahead. If you want to trade down to the Niners at 12, go ahead. And then the Patriots 2 at 15, maybe, if they give us another pick. But Micah Parsons would be awesome. We need defense, and he could be the future of this defense. But at 6, there's a couple guys we could get. If Jamar Chase is there, we have to take Jamar Chase. If Devontae Smith is there, we have to take Devontae Smith. And Sewell as well. He deserves to be in that conversation as well. But quarterbacks, no, let's get that out of our brain. I don't know if Jeffrey Lurie will be able to do that. I'm really scared for the draft, but I'm also excited because, like you said, there's a lot of good ways that could happen with this. And with Tyler Roseman drafting, that's not likely. But I feel confident that the Eagles will finally do something right now that they've gotten Wentz out. And it's time to rebuild. And we don't have to go full rebuild like the Lions have done the last 10 years. Sorry, Bendy. But we need to hit the restart button. And I think you're right. Micah Parsons would be great if we traded down to 9 and got him. But you never know. I'm excited, Davis. The future of the Eagles, it's okay. But
it happens.
It's a terrible day.
Every team goes through these cycles, but hey, at least we won a Super Bowl in the last 4 years. And, we can live back on that and really start to pursue the next Super Bowl and the next many. Hopefully we're going to win soon in our lifetimes. But we'll see. I think the Eagles definitely have somewhat of a bright future, especially if we draft well. So, this Carson trade is really interesting. It really is interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting for the Deshaun Watson trade because I think that could be coming at some point soon if the Texans give him up. There's some talks about them not giving him up. We'll see what happens. This quarterback market this offseason is absurd. You got the guys in the draft. You got Cam Newton. You have Ben Roethlisberger, who apparently might get released soon. We'll see what happens.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, there's big talks about him getting released if he doesn't take a pay
really?
cut. Yeah. But huge quarterback market. So curious to see what happens, but no more Carson. So the Hurts train has started in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it sure has, and I'm excited. I think he's got a lot of swag too, which is cool because if you're going to be a Philly guy, you got to have some swag. I loved that he was wearing jerseys, Philly jerseys and stuff in the games last year. He has the right attitude, and that's what we need.
Yep.
But to recap what Howie Roseman has done, he's gotten to hire 4 head coaches. He has now eaten the biggest dead cap money in NFL history. He won battles over Andy and Joe Banner, has drafted incredibly poorly, and the team is now in cap hell. And his job is safe.
I think that discussion's for another day, Ethan. I don't know if I'm ready to start ranting on that too.
No. But I think we should end it here with I at least wish I know you probably agree. I wish Wentz all the best. I hope he's great. I'm excited to watch him next year for the Colts. They have a very exciting future. I mean, they have a good coach. They have a good quarterback, a decent quarterback, I think, right now. Great running back, good offensive line, decent wide receivers, and a great defense. They have all the tools to win, and I hope he does. But Amir, I'll meet you in State College. I'll pick you up, and we'll head to Philly soon. I'm just kidding. Please don't send police to my house. But if someone were to do it, it'd be a real shame. Just be awful.
Yeah, it just would not be fun at all.
No, real shame.
But I mean, it's over. Wentz is gone, but it happens. It happens.
If you told me 3 years ago, right after he tore his ACL, if he's going to be traded in 3 years and after we won the Super Bowl, I mean, I'd probably be like, that's crazy. Like, dude's going to be a star.
Yep.
Could be further from the truth.
The Eagles failed him. I don't think Wentz failed the Eagles.
Yeah, no. Oh, no.
The Eagles failed Wentz, and that's how I want to end. That's how I want to end. The Eagles failed Wentz.
This is an organizational failure from top to bottom. No excuses for it. Jeffrey Lurie, you deserve a lot of hate, and if you could be fired, you should be fired, but we know that'll not happen. I'm really excited for whenever they talk about it. They just talk for 20 minutes about how they're quarterback factory and some bullshit about Howie justifying it because he's a freaking weasel. But, yeah, I think that's about it. Let's just not keep ranting. It's over. It's done. Jalen Hurts is a QB1 as of right now. God forbid. Draft video, mock draft number 2 is coming. Don't worry. I'm excited talking about all these prospects. It's getting me going. I'm doing my reports, Davis. I'm ready.
Love it.
Botcha Boys mock draft 2 is coming. But Davis, I think we end it here.
Sad.
Wentz is a Colt.
That way to end. But look, gotta look on the bright side of things, man. The Eagles, we have a chance to do something special if Hurts really turns out to be something. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's for sure. Bocce Nation, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna start becoming a little bit more consistent. Been shaky. It's homework time. It's February. A lot of things are stressful for us, but we will make sure we're getting content onto you more. So we apologize for that. But keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep letting us know how you're liking our videos. We got more content on the way. Like I said, the mock draft's coming soon. Bocce Nation, we love you.